Okay, let's take a look at Part D of 11-2A. I kind of have it set up here to make it a little easier for us. Anyway, so we need to find our payout ratio and our earnings per share. Those are the ones that we still don't know the answer to. And so our payout ratio is just our common stock cash dividend divided by our net income. And then our earnings per share is just our net income minus preferred dividends divided by the average shares outstanding. So the first thing we have to do is figure out all of those. Our common cash dividend, our cash dividend on common stock, it actually happens here on our December 1st transaction. We don't have to figure it back out because we already did it back in Part A. So if I look back in Part A, I can see on December 1st there were cash dividends of $99,600. We also did dividends in October, but those were for the preferred stock. So those will come up later. So right now we're talking about the $99,600. That's our common cash dividend, or our cash dividend on common stock. Our preferred dividends, we're going to also use that when we do our earnings per share. And those are the ones on October 1st for $21,000. Our net income is given to us here at December 31st, 283,900. And then we need our common shares outstanding at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. We're going to use that when we do earnings per share because we need our average shares outstanding. So our common shares outstanding at the beginning of the year, the way I find those is I just take the dollar amount or the cash value of our common stock at par value, which is $1 million. And I divide that by the stated value of that common stock, which is $4. So 1 million divided by 4,000, that would be 250,000 shares outstanding. And then I would subtract out any treasury stock. So there were 5,000 shares of treasury stock. So at the beginning of the year, we had 245,000 shares of common stock outstanding. And then to find it at the end of the year, I'm just going to take what I had at the beginning of the year. I'm going to add any new shares of stock that we've issued. So on February 1st, we issued 5,000 shares. And I'll subtract any new shares of treasury stock that we've purchased. Here we've purchased 1,000 shares. And then the rest of these are all about dividends, and they're cash dividends, so they don't affect the number of shares. So we know at the beginning of the year we had 245,000 shares, and at the end of the year we have 249,000 shares of common stock outstanding. So to find our payout ratio, we're just going to take our common cash dividend and divide that by our net income. And that'll be 35.1%. And then to find our earnings per share, we're going to take our net income minus our preferred dividends. And we're going to divide that by our average shares outstanding, which is just our common shares outstanding at the beginning of the year, plus common shares outstanding at the end of the year, divided by 2. So our earnings per share is $1.06. And that's it. So I hope that was helpful. And don't be afraid to reach out if you have additional questions.